It is a foggy morning in San Pedro, but we are on the move. We are going to head out and see if we can get through the fog and meet up with Keel Dragger over in Cat Harbor and try out our new ground tackle for the first time. We got some steaks we're taking over. We're going to invite Mark over and have a nice dinner on the boat and see what else we can find while we're there. All right. We are out of LA Harbor. We got a little bit of a regatta going on. It's the LA Yacht Club. See all the race boats out there having a good old time. The weather is starting to clear up. You can see a little bit of blue sky underneath the horizon out there. Keel Dragger's got a head start on us. He is about 2.8 miles in front of us right now, and we got the sails up. So I'm about ready to shut down the motor. We're going to be sailing. Here we go. So we got all the canvas out, and it's a nice ride, so we're happy. Motor's shut down and we are sailing right now, showing about 5 knots on about 10.5 knot apparent wind, which is pretty dang good. That's 10.5 at right at 60-degree angle. So 4.85 knots is fantastic. I'm real happy with that. Full canvas out, trimmed up, and everything's looking copacetic. So we're just going to enjoy the slow roll back to the backside of Catalina, and we're going to drop the hook at Cat Harbor tonight. Our dolphin friends have come to play. I think we're going to disturb their school. Check out the mala mala just hanging out on the surface right there. That was a big one too. Very cool. Got the sails trimmed up nicely and cruising along at about 5.5 knots on 10.5 knots of wind. That's not too bad. It's like a little rain shower off in the distance there. We can see the island, and there are a lot of boats headed over this weekend. So we're going to sneak around the backside over to Cat Harbor and enjoy a peaceful evening over there. So there is the west end of Catalina Island. Beyond that, there's nothing but open ocean all the way to Hawaii. And one of these days, we're going to make that trip. Looking forward to it. One of the big claim to fames of this view of the end of the island is that it was used as the splash screen on Apple laptops for a long time. Yeah. And there is a Trans-Catalina trail that you can hike or bike down. It goes right from this point all the way down to Avalon, 22 miles down on the other end of the island. rock right here is Eagle Rock. Really can't even tell there's a harbor there until you get right up to the entrance. This is I believe called Whale Rock. If you look at the one right here on the point, you can see it almost looks like a whale breaching out of the water with his mouth open. Come around the corner, you can see the harbor. Nice, quiet, peaceful water with a bunch of boats. You can see the little area of two harbors with a schoolhouse. I believe it's a schoolhouse. That red building off in the distance, I believe, is a schoolhouse, or it used to be a schoolhouse. Dragger Aeronautical 116.
Hey, Dragger, want to go up to 6-9er?
6-9er.
So you got a couple of options here. You can anchor up over on this side, or to your starboard over towards that trimaran. Get in as close as practical as you can. Over to the side and up towards the moorings, and that'll get you in a good spot as well. And if you want to anchor in 100 feet of water, you can anchor just about anywhere back here.
What kind of depth do you have right there?
Got 6-8 right now.
That's not terrible. Set. Morning from Cat Harbor. Different side of the island than usual. A little foggy this morning. It's actually kind of nice. Anchorage was glassy smooth. Carmen woke up this morning and said she didn't even realize she was sleeping on a boat, so that's always a good thing. The scenery here is something else. Let me show you around. So apparently there was a race coming over to Catalina from Marina del Rey. We've got a whole bunch of race boats coming in. up the grill here in a little bit and throw the steaks on. And Captain Mark from Keel Dragger's coming over to have a nice dinner with us on board. Let's see if we can get the meal in there. Dinner on Aeronautical is served.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the end of another fantastic weekend. We had a blast sitting on the anchor in Cat Harbor, and we are rolling out right now. That view caps off another perfect weekend at Catalina. Really enjoyed ourselves. The windlass worked really well. First time sitting on that new anchor of ours, and it was nice to roll in, drop the anchor without talking to anybody. Picked our spot. We had a very nice, peaceful 2 nights on the anchor. Smooth harbor, so really enjoyed that. We'll definitely be back. If you haven't made it over to Cat Harbor, if you're out in the sailboat, check it out. It's worth the trip. But anyway, we're gonna go chase a couple of boats back to San Pedro, hopefully see some wildlife along the way, and we're just gonna kick back and enjoy the ride. A lot of fishing boats out today. What a cool fishing spot those guys found. Underneath the fog bank up against the rocks. Very cool. Once again, rounding the west end of the island. Hope you can see this, but look how blue the water is here. You just don't get views like this unless you have a boat. Dragger is about 6 miles in front of us right now in the shipping lanes, and he just reported several blue whales in his vicinity. He said he got some real good views of them. So Carmen went up to the bow. She's on watch up there. We should be crossing the shipping lanes here in about 25 minutes or so. We're going to keep a close watch out, see if we can't spot these guys. All right, we have spotted some whales. Let's see how close we can get. If we can get close enough, my intention is to launch the drone and see if we can get some really good video. It was a large whale. Too far off for me to tell what kind, but it was definitely either a fin whale or a blue whale. It was a massive animal. Hopefully we can spot him again. Yep, there he is. There he is. 11 o'clock again. Right where you're pointing. It looks like several. Yep, good whale sighting. Good whale sighting. Let's see what we can do to chase him down and go take a peek. I'd sure like to be able to get the drone in the air and get some up-close footage for you. There they are. Hope you saw that on camera. Yep, big spout. That looks like a blue whale for sure. That's got to be a blue whale. That was 20 feet in the air. There's another one. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, if you look right at the where the water meets the shoreline, just to the right of the center of the camera, probably above the jib sheet there, you'll see the water spouts. They're just continuous. There's several of them. It looks like they're going back and forth, not going in any one direction. Yeah, very cool. Yeah. Lots of whales. There you go. There's a fluke. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? That is a big animal. Looks like we've got another one over here off to our port side. We're going to go try and chase down these ones right off our bow. See if we can't get a close look. If I can get close enough, I'm going to launch the drone. Okay, guys, where'd you go? There he is. That's off the bow. There we go. There they are.
The low point has been updated. Please check it on the map. Take off. The low point has been updated. Please check it on the map. All right, so that was a good, solid blue whale sighting. There were several of them. I'm hoping we got some good footage, but we were sitting right in the northbound shipping lane, and I managed to launch the drone I was a little worried I wasn't going to be getting it back, but we got the drone back on board. And as soon as I did, I looked up. We're sitting there in neutral, just floating, watching the whale. As soon as I did, I turned around, and I had this bad boy coming up right on my starboard side. So we had to throw the boat in gear and get out of his way. But that was fun. That was a neat experience. And we are back underway on our way into the gate and back to San Pedro. Yeah, he definitely wasn't stopping for us. I think he was probably wondering what we were going to be doing since we were just sitting there. Well, that was definitely a worthwhile trip. Got to try out our new ground tackle. Had a nice dinner with keel dragger. Got to watch the regatta for a little bit coming in. We saw some whales, we saw some dolphins. And now we got to fight all these boats to get into our marina and get this thing safely tied up with a slip. I even managed to launch my drone to try and get some whale footage. We'll see if any of it actually came out. I'll show you what I got regardless. I really didn't think I was going to get that drone back. I think I got it back on board the boat with about 5 or 10% battery left, and that was only by sheer luck that I managed to get it back on board. Hand me that radio. There's a lot of chatter on the radio today. Got tired of that. Unnecessary chatter. But that's what happens when the summertime starts. The weather gets nice, and all of these people that haven't used their boats since last year decide to come out and see if the engine still starts. If I ever get to that point, it's time to sell the boat. Somebody asked me once recently where I learned to sail and how many boats I've owned. With the exception of just a very short period of my life here recently, I think I have always owned a boat. My father bought my brothers and I a little Dolphin Senior sailboat that we used to sail around Galveston, and I learned how to sail on that. Of course, sailing sunfishes and things like that during summer camp. And then when I got a little bit older, a friend of mine and I bought a Hobie Cat. We sailed that quite a bit. And then, like a lot of people, I moved into power boats. We've owned bass boats, pleasure boats, pontoon boats. We've had a power cruiser for a while. I've owned a lot of different boats. And I gotta tell you, owning a sailboat on the west coast of the U.S. down here in Southern California is about the best I've ever experienced. Fun to have a pleasure boat on a lake. You take it out with friends, but the sailboat on the ocean is just another class entirely. So we got to get the spring line on first. But just take your time, don't rush.
Huh? Yeah. Just drop it. You can just drop it. It's not going anywhere. Yep.